Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Temple Israel. I am Cantor Moses, and this is my dear sacred musical partner, Mike Janicek, on percussion this evening, and I am so happy that you have chosen to be here at Temple Israel this Shabbat. So anyone who lives with me, and I think they're all here this evening, everyone who lives with me, or works with me knows that I'm a very detail-oriented person, working on programs and projects where I can immerse myself in every single detail and engage in deep preparation and organization. It excites me and pushes me to be a better professional and a better partner. So perhaps this is why I deeply connect to this Torah portion that we read this week, Terumah, where God truly is found in the details. The portion opens up with God asking the Israelite people to bring gifts to create a dwelling place for God. In extremely great detail, God explains every inch of what the traveling Mishkan, which means the tabernacle, and here after services you can peruse through this amazing visual book based on the biblical passages of all these details that God instructs the Israelites to how to build this Mishkan. So it will include a beautiful Aron Kodesh, right, which is an elaborate ark, and we'll have golden keruvim, angels, probably the first type of guardian angels there ever were, to watch over the Mishkan. Distinguished and fancy curtains of techelet and tola'at shani and argaman, purple and crimson and violet, blue, scarlet fabrics. And a beautiful menorah, with 6 almond branches and 7 lights to light. So from the very beginning of the Parsha, we are commanded this beautiful passage I just sang. Ve'asu li mikdash ve'shachanti betocham, which means, and let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them. So if this passage is describing the traveling sanctuary, rabbinic scholars and sages wonder why the text doesn't say that God will dwell in it, in the Mishkan, in the sanctuary. Why does it say dwell in them? Well, according to the Eitz Chaim commentary, God's presence is not found in a building. Not at all. It's found in the hearts and the souls of the people who fashion and sanctify that building. So there's a wonderful midrash. It suggests that the tabernacle, the Mishkan, was fashioned to meet God's needs as well as the people of Israel. It tells of a king who gave his only daughter in marriage to a prince from another country. He told his daughter, I cannot prevent you from moving away with your husband, but it grieves me so much that you have to leave. So do me this favor. Wherever you live, build me an apartment so that I can come to visit you. Thus, God says to Israel, wherever you travel, build me a shrine, a sanctuary that I may dwell among you. So this Hebrew passage, as you heard me sing, is often sung to that old Quaker hymnal, that spiritual tune, right? Prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. Thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. So friends, I like to believe that God isn't contained within any physical, particular space. But God is contained in the spaces between us, between people, and in the relationships we have with each other, always striving to be pure, to be holy, and to be true. Which is a beautiful segue, my friends, to the gratitude I feel towards you and special guests we have here this evening, a special teacher, mentor, friend, leader in our community, Aaron Rosenberg, who I'd like to call up now and invite you to lead our candlelighting blessing. Aaron, the head of Judaic Studies and teacher at CJDS, personal friend and bar mitzvah tutor of my own children. We are so grateful you are here tonight and that you brought your Mamshichim class to spend Shabbat with us. Mamshichim means to continue their Jewish education. Graduates of the Columbus Jewish Day School are here tonight. So thank you, Aaron, for being here, and thank you for lighting our Shabbat candles. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. If you'd like to turn to your neighbor in front, beside, around you, and just wish each other a good Shabbos. Friends, you should all have a siddur, a prayer book, in front of you, and I invite you now to turn to page 12 as we bring in Shabbat with joyous song. Lechu neranena l'Adonai, Naria litzur yishenu, nekadma fanav betoda, bizmirot naria lo. Page 13. Shiro l'Adonai, shir chadash, shiro l'Adonai, kol haaretz, shiro l'Adonai, baruchu shemo, basru miyom leyom yeshuato, sapru v'goyim kevodo bechol ha'amim nifleotav, ki gadol Adonai umulam me'od, nora hu al kol Elohim, ay, ki kol Elohe ha'amim elilim, v'Adonai shamayim asa, od v'hadar lefanav, os v'tiferet b'mikdasho, yalai la la. These are the hard words now. La 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 la, that's it. Yalai la 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 la, We turn to the bottom of page 14 as we bring in light for Shabbat, as we sing together. Or Zarua la tzadik, u'lishrei lev simcha. Or Zarua la tzadik, u'lishrei lev simcha. Or Zarua la tzadik, u'lishrei lev simcha, u'lishrei lev simcha. Or Zarua la tzadik, u'lishrei lev simcha, u'lishrei lev simcha. Let's turn to page 16 and read together at the bottom. Sing praise to Adonai with the lyre and melodious song, with trumpets and the blast of the horn. Raise a shout before Adonai, the ruler. Let the sea and all within it thunder, the world and its inhabitants. Let the rivers clap their hands, the mountains sing joyously together at the presence of Adonai. For God is coming to rule the earth. God will rule the world justly and its people with equity. We turn to the bottom of page 17, the last paragraph in the Hebrew, which says, Exalt Adonai our God and bow toward God's holy hill, for Adonai our God is holy. Romelu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu Lehar kodsho, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu Lehar kodsho, Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. That's your part. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. nafsho. Let's turn to page 20. And before we sing Lecha Dodi, I just wanted to bring our attention to the fact that this week we also brought in a new moon, the new month of Adar. And so the rabbis say Adar is the time to be joyous and happy. But wait a second, there's a double-edged sword here somehow, right? How can we be commanded to be happy? What if we aren't happy? What if there are serious things which we know are happening in our own worlds and the world at large? And also, sometimes there's two Adars, right, in the Jewish cycle in the month. So I found this beautiful teaching. One of my favorite books that I study every day, Rabbi Jill Hammer, in her Book of Days, she says that Adar does certainly have a double edge. In fact, Adar is sometimes a double month. Sometimes a second Adar is included in the calendar as a leap month. And Adar is a month of actual anxiety in which we tell the story of near destruction, and a month of also merriment, when Jews celebrate their rescue with gifts, costumes, and laughter. And in many climates, Adar can be a gentle month or a month of fierce winds, rains, and snows, like our country's actually happening right now, these terrible snowstorms and ice storms. But the sages tell us that merely entering the month of Adar can make us more joyous. Yet it is hard to imagine that we can be commanded, right, to feel joy. What if we're sad in Adar? Are we violating the tradition? She says the message of Adar is not to cover up our true feelings with forced merriment, but to recognize the double edge that lies under all reality. Our lives flow, we know, through good and through bad. And the key to Adar is to know this and still to believe that happiness is possible. In Adar, joy is a mask we put on to conceal pain, yet we also know that the joy is real. So as we welcome the metaphorical Shabbat bride, I invite us all to find one thing that brought us joy this week. Right? Here we are, getting rid of the week, but let's take a little bit of joy into Shabbat as we sing together Lecha Dodi, page 20. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 pnei Shabbat, nekabelai, ay, 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 Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 pnei Shabbat, nekabelai, ay, 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 shamor vezavor, bedibor echad, ishmianu el המייוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשמו תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה, לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה. Verse 5, התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נראה. nigla Lecha dodi likrat kala Yalalai, yalalai, yalalai B'nei Shabbat Nekavela Lecha dodi likrat kala Yalalai, yalalai, yalalai B'nei Shabbat We rise Nekavela Boi v'shalom ateret bala Gam besimcha uvetzola toch emune am segula Boi chala Boi chala Lecha dodi likrat kala Yalalai, yalalai, yalalai B'nei Shabbat Nekavela Lecha dodi likrat kala Yalalai, yalalai, yalalai B'nei Shabbat Nekavela You may be seated. Let's read together at the bottom of page 22. We'll read together the first paragraph in English and we'll conclude the last paragraph in the Hebrew. A psalm, a song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night, with a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together. You have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai, how very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. Sadikata Mayiv Ra Ke'erez Bavanon Yizga Shetulim Beveit Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuvun Beseva Deshenim Vera'ananim Iyu Lehagi Ki Yashar Adonai Tzuri Velo Avla Tavo. Beautiful. Oh, makes me so joyous to hear that beautiful harmony. Let's take a pause, friends, as we turn to page 26 for the Chatzi Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah Be'amad yifrach yirtzeh ve'amlich malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon Uv'chayetecho Beit Yisrael Bagala Uvizman kariv v'emeru Amen. Yeheshme Rabba mevorach le'olam ulam me'amaya Yitbarach, Yitbarach, Vishtabach Vitbar vitroma vinaseh Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal Shemed Kursha Brichu le'lam min kol berchata V'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran be'ama Ve'imeru Amen. We rise for Baruch on page 28. Baruch et Adonai be seated. We turn to page 30, and let's read together at the bottom our first blessing for creation. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and their heavenly seasons, stars according in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo el chai v'kayam. Tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai. Amariv Aravim. Let's sing together on the top of page 32. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael amchavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta Haken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochvenu u'v'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu ve'orech yameinu uvahem nehege yomam v'layla yomam v'layla ve'avatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael. Page 34. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vahed. Page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam be'shivtecha be'vetzacha uvlachtecha v'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha ve'ayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtzavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kiroshim Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, li'ol lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. We turn to page 40, and as a prelude to our redemption prayer, our Micha Mocha prayer, a little kavanah, an intention, as we recall that this year, now at this time, marks the 1-year anniversary of the war in the Ukraine. And I was really moved by President Biden's remarks that he made. And I just want to share a couple of them before we chant our redemption prayer, because he speaks of freedom. He said, "Freedom, the enemy of the tyrant and the hope of the brave and the truth of the ages. Freedom, stand with us, and we will stand with you. Let us move forward with faith and conviction and with an abiding commitment to be allies, not of darkness, but of light, not of oppression, but of liberation, not of captivity, but yes, of freedom. May God bless you all. May God protect our troops, and may God bless the heroes of the Ukraine and all of those who defend freedom around the world." In a couple of weeks, we'll be sitting around, please God, our Seder tables, talking about freedom and where we are in Mitzrayim, our narrow places. And then if you think of the expanse of the world, how truly narrow we still are in that space. So as we chant Micha Mocha tonight and go into Hashkivenu, our prayer for shalom, I challenge us to imagine what is that freedom for ourselves, and what is that peace in your internal world, and that peace at the world, in the world at large. Page 40. Mi chamocha be'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora dilot osef lemalchutecha ra'u vanecha v'keyam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam zeili anu ve'amru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'namar כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Page 42, Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. And pain. Hashkivenu Adonai attention to the screen. We turn to page 44 for Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. Friends, we have come to our hatafillah, our personal prayer. So I'll invite you to rise with me and we'll say the first brachot, the first three blessing out loud for our ancestors, for the strength of God, for the holiness of God. And then we'll have time for some private reflection. You're always free to use the traditional words of the prayer book to page 62, but of course God understands the words of your own heart. And please feel free to be seated when you've concluded with your own personal prayer. We start together, page 46. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Page 48. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Koneh HaKol וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. Page 50. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. Page 52. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. We continue silently. Keeping up the theme of building, right? Not just building buildings, but building hearts and minds and people through love. And so we do that as well now, thinking of all those people who need a refuat hanefesh and a refuat haguf, a full healing of body and soul. So if you'd like to turn with me to page 253, I'm going to chant the beautiful words of the Misha Berach, and when I pause, I'll invite you to say those names aloud for whom you're praying for. Misha Berach avotenu vimotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, ve'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, hu yivarech et hacholim. Lev Hashel ben bat Ami ve'Yaakov, Necha bat Sarah Rivka, Chana Ruth bat Chana v'Theodore, Aaron David ben Pialeah, Harav Tuvia Levi ben Yosef Tzvia Kohen Ubadia, Harav Reuven Shlomo ben Mendel v'Leah, Naomi bat Miriam v'Harav Yosef, Miriam bat Simcha v'Shifra, Eliana Shai bat Binyamin v'Shira Leah, Gavriela bat Nechemiah u'Devorah, Rocha Shifra bat Chava Ruth, Rivka bat Avigdor v'Libi, Rachel Rachel Davora, Hannah Miriam bat Esther Vimoshe, Kayla bat Pesha, Karen Burke, Brandon Berman, Pecky Caudle, Pat Caudle, Ronald Colin, Lee Conkle, Barbara Cooper Schaefer, Carol Crowfoot, David Dochner, Elaine Dank Freeman, Terry Darrow, Karen Gillen, Robert Guinness, Lou Guri, Annette Harris, Gilbert Herwood, Kiona Greenwald, Ethan Kadish, Jeff Cape, Jesse Cloth, Kaya Cloth, Jerry Cruz, Brian and Jackie Cryness, Marilyn Lesson, Cheryl Logan, Marilyn Mendelman, Maddie Osborne, Anthony Paneth, Clark Patton, Steve Schaefer, Marty Schreiben, Harriet Darosa Boliski, Annette Turner, Luca Zuchman, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yimalei Rachamim Alehem, Lahachlimam, Uropotam, Uli Hachatzikam, Vayishlach Lahem Mehira, Rufu'al Shleima Min HaShamayim, Rufu'at HaNefesh Verufu'at HaGuf, Hashta Bagalav Izman Kariv, Venomar, Amen. May God swiftly send them all a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen. Now, the fun part of being solo Clay Kodesh, solo clergy, is that you get to invite anybody you'd like to give a Devar Torah. And guess who I invited this evening? None other than Rabbi J. Moses. Bavakasha.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Batami was joking before about how she always thought it would be fun if we would work together. and my approach was always that it was healthier for us to have work spouses who were different from our home spouses. But the truth is, this is exactly what it's like at home, too. I'm speaking now, but she had the first word, and she'll have the last word before we're done here, too. So as we heard, it's Parshat Truma this week, and most of the Torah portion is taken up with the blueprints for the Mishkan, for the portable tabernacle or sanctuary that the Israelites, their wandering synagogue as they wandered through the wilderness. But the portion begins and gets its name from the first verse. Daber el bnei Israel, God says, speak to the Israelite people, v'yikhu li truma, and tell them that they should bring me truma, they should bring me gifts or contributions. Me'et kol ish asher yidvenu libo, from each person, and then this next phrase is a little hard to translate, asher yidvenu libo. Yidvenu comes from the word for volunteer. And libo, his heart, one's heart, right, from the lev. So it's translated sometimes as every person whose heart moves her. There are other ways we could translate it too. What it seems to be getting at is that these are voluntary contributions. And our sages, the sages of our tradition, contrast this with the half shekel, which is mentioned elsewhere in the Torah, which is more like a tax, right? And not a voluntary contribution, but something that everybody must contribute. And in the same way that you may pay dues to Temple Israel or make an annual gift to Jewish Columbus, these are what we like to call Jewish taxes, right? Even though, of course, it is still voluntary for us to, whether we want to pay synagogue dues or make contributions to the community, we think of these as taxes because they're the basic, if we're going to have a community at all, if we're going to have an infrastructure and not only beautiful buildings and programs, but security and taking care of the needy and the basic elements of the infrastructure of a Jewish community, everybody's got to pay their taxes. But Truma, this week's portion, is talking about something else. So what is it really? If the taxes take care of the buildings, the infrastructure, the body of the community, Truma is what takes care of the soul. It's what's sustained appropriately by the gifts of our hearts. So this is true not just in the Torah and not just in the Jewish community, but in every realm of life. So I'm looking at our Mamshechim teens, and I'm thinking that all of you pretty much are involved either in theater or in sports, or if not, then other activities like that. There are these kinds of group activities. And in those cases, in the case of theater, everybody has their official role or their official task, but for a production to truly have that magic, you need the actors to bring the spirit of collaboration with other actors. They need to open up their hearts and put their real emotions out there. People need to dig deep and give something more than just saying their lines or moving the sets when they're supposed to move. To create the magic that happens on stage, it requires a real truma. Same thing with sports, right? Everybody plays a certain position, but for a team to truly come together as a team and to achieve beyond their basic potential, you need people who are going to be unselfish and give up the ball to others. You need people who are going to dig deep and keep playing when they're out of energy and feeling pain, whatever it is, digging deeper and giving something that goes above and beyond your basic contribution. So I ask each of us to contemplate, what is the unique gift, that voluntary gift of the heart that you bring to the community? Some of you bring creativity. Some have the gift of being able to bring people together and create that sense of community. Some of you will bring kindness and compassion when somebody in this community is having a hard day or going through a hard time. Some of you cook for us and for each other and nourish us. Some of you are teachers who bring the gift of wisdom. Some of you are great organizers and help organize all the incredible events that our community undergoes. Some of you speak out for justice, taking the core values of Jewish tradition and helping to stand up for those who are less fortunate, and so on. Each one of you can think of the unique gifts that you bring, your truma, when you dig deep. So, and what is the result? What is the result in a community like this when each of us discovers our own truma and steps up to give the gifts that our hearts move us to give? In verse 8 of the Parsha, as we also heard, is the famous line that tells us the answer to this question, V'asu li mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham. Make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them, says God. So it's interesting, even though the official term for what the Israelites are making is a mishkan, a tabernacle, here God says it's a mikdash. It's a sanctuary or a holy place. So what's really happening there? They're creating not just a building, but a space of holiness in the community. And it's interesting, if you look at just the very next verse, there's a transition. Kechol asher ani mareh otcha, exactly as I show you, says God, the pattern of the tabernacle and all of its furnishings. V'chen ta'asu, just so shall you make it. At the beginning of the verse, it's in the singular, you, right? Exactly as I show you, singular. But by the end of the verse, it's just so shall you make it. You, plural, all of you. My teacher, Rabbi Art Green, notes that from that singular to that plural tells us something really important. Our community becomes a dwelling place of the divine only when each one of us embraces whatever your unique truma is, and when we all come together to create our tabernacle, our holy space. Only then, when we've each embraced our own unique contribution, and when we have all come together to bring those trumot, Then we can truly become a kehilah kedoshah, a community of holiness, greater than the sum of its parts, capable of sustaining a community even through the wilderness, come what may. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Yasher koach. Thank you. Friends, let's rise for Aleinu prayer on page 283. Aleinu l'shabeach Adon HaKol. 282. Lated gedula leotzer breshit shelo asanu kigoye haratzot velo samanu kamishpachot adama shelo sam chelkenu kahem vegoralenu kechol hamonam va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Page 287. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You may be seated. We bring our attention to those who may not be physically here on this earth any longer, but remain very much alive in our hearts and our memories and in our community. Well, first I'll ask, is anybody in the period of Shiva here this evening? I don't think so. And in our community, we're remembering in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days after losing a loved one. And if you hear your loved one's name read, I'll ask you to rise. We remember Carol Zelazar Stoff, Jeremy Cohen, Joanne Ruth Wells, Bernie Spire. For those of you in the 11-month mourning period after losing a loved one, I'll ask you to rise right now. And if you'd like to share the name, who you are remembering. Thank you. Thank you. And if this is the Shabbat you're commemorating a yahrzeit, please rise when you hear your loved one's name. We remember Ruth Abrams, Loretta Acker, Marion Barish, Anthony Barna, Annette Benningson, Melva Blath, Paul Califf, Annie Chazen, Kathy Cooper, Leonard G. Cooper, Millard Cummins, Ira Gaffin, Morris Ginsburg, Ruth R. Glick, William Goldberg, Phyllis Harmon Green, Naomi Herring, Lillian Jacobs, Stanley P.J., Robert A. Jenkins Sr., Carol Cloth, Elsie Kotler, Kenneth Krause, Milton Levy, Bessie Lustig. We remember Faye Malkoff, Sam Markison, Benjamin Merkel, John Moses, Gertrude Nacht, Minnie Pippier, Florence Posner, Carolyn S. Prowse, Abe A. Roberts, Norman Ruberg, Nathan Salner, Paul Gordon Schick, Susan Gale Schreibman, Annette Schubert, Roberta Silberstein, Margaret Simon, Abe Smith, Lillian Snee, Roy J. Stone, Meyer Strausberg, Gloria Wells, Harriet Welts. Please forgive me if I mispronounced anyone's name. And is there anyone else to be included? If it is your custom, then I'll ask you to rise together with the mourners on page 294 as we recite the mourners' Kaddish. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Ba'alma divrach hirute ve'amlich malchute. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach leolam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. You may be seated. And I just want to give a little hakarat tov, a little gratitude and thank you to Ruth Silverman, who does everything here, let's just say. We thank you especially for organizing our the Mamshichim program this evening, so we thank you. And Jody Baumgartner, she does also everything here as well. And my friend, of course, Scott, as our usher this evening. And David and Scott as our ushers, Mike Yonchek, and Rabbi J. Moses. Thank you for your drash. And right now, I would like to invite back up to the Bima Aaron Rosenberg and some of the Mamshechim participants to lead us in Kiddush and Motzi. I know none of you are shy on this Bima, so. Bavakasha. This is for you, Aaron. And I'm going to bring, hi, I know you. Rega. And let's see. Here we go. All right. Bavakasha. Amen. Kivanu varcharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol hamim, ve'shabbat kodechecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Amen. L'chaim. There you go. Amen. B'kasha. Amen. Oh, say shalom b'mromav. Say shalom aleinu. Be'al kol Yisrael. Be'al kol yoshvei tevel. Veiru. Amen. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. You can get up and stop and roll. Amen. Woo, woo. Ya la 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 la. Ya ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Oh, say shalom imromav. Oh, ya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Ve'iro. Amen. Shabbat shalom.